Well, firstly, happy release Eve. How are you
Oh my
feeling?
God. I'm so excited. It feels just weird. I don't know. It's like the night before like a holiday. Like you wake up really early, or it's like the night before a concert or something you're really looking forward to. I said to my partner, I was like, we're staying up to midnight tonight, and that's the plan. And he's on board. He's on board, so that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had any big celebrations, but sounds like your celebration is staying up with your partner.
Yeah, well, we're going like he's actually going away tomorrow, so we're like celebrating tonight together, and then tomorrow night I'm having like a friend celebration, which will be really fun.
Yeah, amazing. And sometimes
Mm.
the simple things are the best as opposed to
Oh
like
yeah.
being a big like full-on thing the night before a
Mm,
big release.
no, I'm definitely like more intimate vibes, one on one. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to celebrate tomorrow.
Amazing. And this EP is such a personal one for you because it touches on life lessons that you've learned over the last like 5 or so years. So through writing the songs and recording the EP, what are some things you learned about yourself personally, but also as an artist?
I think I had a really big realization yesterday. I I feel like it's really healed my inner child. That's so spiritual to say, but like it's very coming of age. It's very me reflecting on my, characteristics and personality over the 5 years, how that's changed, who I've changed, who's changed around me, and like who I'm surrounded by. And yeah, I feel like it's part of growing up, and it feels, yeah, super personal. And I think making the intro of the EP's baby videos of me, and it's like really nostalgic because my parents wishing me happy birthday, and I yeah, I had this realization. I was like, wow, this whole journey, this release rollout, these visuals, all this content, the intro, it's like me kind of healing my inner child, and I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders in a way. It's really nice.
Yeah, it sounds very healing. And I guess that's given in the
Mm,
title as well. You've called it the other
yeah.
side, and that represents that healing journey and you now being on the other side, literally.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I'm so glad. I was worried that people weren't going to get that, but it made sense to me, and I feel like it's been translated correctly because yeah, people are understanding, which is good.
Yeah, I think it does translate because even listening to it, I mean, all the songs tell their own story, but there's also that overall theme that I feel like ties into the
Mhm.
overall message.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you have a personal favorite from the EP that was very healing for you?
I think my favorite right now is just crazy because you write songs for years, and they're done for 2 years, and then they come out the year later. And it's just like I'm already writing for the next thing, so it's so crazy that people haven't heard all these songs yet. It's crazy. It's a weird concept. My personal favorite right now is probably I love like Senior and Three just holds such a big space in my heart. Like that was one of the first songs I wrote where it was kind of clear sonically what sparked like fire in me as a listener and as a writer. So that's always going to be really special. But I think right now, Boy Bye is my favorite. I just love the fuck you to men vibes about it. I love the like man eater Nelly Furtado energy. Like that was something I wanted to establish on the EP, especially it being my first body of work, and the dancing and the girls are better and all that stuff. So I love that song. It's so fun.
Yeah, and I hear what you mean about the concept being a bit weird because by the time you've written it, released it, you've probably gone through like so many other personal
Oh
stuff,
my
and then
god,
people are
yes.
relating to it and talking about it by the time they listen to it, and you've probably had like five more new experiences.
Exactly. You just have to, it's what I found doing interviews and talking about it. You have to like really tap back into that time, and it's crazy. I'm just like learning a lot now for the first time as well, because I guess it's the first big project I put out. I'm kind of like really doing this seriously, and yeah, having to talk about it is therapeutic. It's very therapeutic.
Definitely. And also gives like listeners something to relate to as well because
Mm-hmm.
you've probably gone through stuff that other people have gone through as well, and they can just
Mm-hmm.
and they've got like a song that maybe you wish you had before you wrote this.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And this is your first kind of like major project with it being like your debut EP. So and it's already like your previous singles have gotten such great Australian attention, but also international. You got invited to the We Found New Music showcase.
Yes.
Yes. How
That
was
was fun. Yeah,
that?
that was really fun. I knew when I went back to the US this time, playing some kind of showcase or like a show was a goal I wanted to tick off. And yeah, it was really cool. Super last minute. And yeah, it was fun to it was really confronting to do a show without my dancers because I obviously I've been doing the amount of shows I've done so far with my dancers, and it was just me, track, and Sai on the guitar. So it was very like, I feel like this isn't enough. Like, I'm like, how do it was funny because I felt like I was boring, like in a way, because I didn't have all that dancing and all the added bells and whistles. But I've learned that there's just, yeah, there's so much fruit in that. And it kind of gave me more of a way to connect to the audience because I find when I'm thinking about the steps and the show and how I've rehearsed it and what's next. And I'm going to say this about this. I kind of forget that there's people standing in front of me and I need to like be present and like have conversations with them and, have that stage crowd banter. So that's a lesson I learned during that showcase for sure.
Definitely. And with the extra or the additional international attention, you've got a song called Cut You Off, which is about, ending a professional relationship. So when
Yeah.
you meet new people, whether it's like producers, artists that want to work with you, how do you approach those new relationships given your experience?
Great question. That's a good question. I think I'm always the type of person like if I'm not going to have an issue with anyone unless I've had a personal experience with them. So I'm never ever going into a room being like this person did this to this person. So I think I always look at new relationships as a clean slate. Like this is me and you, our relationship. I'm not going to base it on someone else. But I think when I wrote "Cut You Off," I was in a headspace that was maybe a little not toxic, but like a little like really in the emotion in the heat of the moment of how I felt. But I think looking back on that whole situation, everything, especially in business, it's like you learn, you grow, you add like extra tools to your like box, and you're not going to have a. There's got to be hard conversations. There's always hard conversations, and I hate confrontation. And I think as I get more into this industry, it's like you have to be so honest with the people you're working with. You have to be upfront. You have to be, like just super, yeah, honest. And if you're not, it just comes back and it bites you in the ass. So yeah, it's yeah, learning curve.
I think it's such a good outlook to have. It's good that you're going into it with like a new perspective of like this is a new relationship because sometimes it can be hard if you're like always thinking about what's happening in the past
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. But I love the music video for Cut It Off. So it's like it was really fun to film, and I saw some of the behind the scenes photos, and they just look spicy and fun. So what were
So
some of the
fun.
highlights?
So fun. I love this video. We were planning a lot of it when I was in the US. So my best friend, who's been a creative director on both CU3 and the Cut You Off video, she was kind of like taking the lead with it. And we would go back and forth. And it was a really fun world. We were inspiring and trying to like get that vibe across. Um, it was the shoot day was really stressful. I'm always the worst on a shoot day. Like I'm sometimes I'm unbearable. But that's because I want things to like be the way that they are in my mind. Like we're all here, we're all working really hard, we're all trying to, make this something worth. And yeah, it was stressful, but we got there and it's amazing. And I'm so happy. And Zara didn't choreographed it. She's incredible. She actually her and my other friend April, they have choreographed my whole show. And yeah, she came on board and choreographed this video, and it's just exactly what I wanted for the song. I feel like it's got that quirky circus vibe, kind of like Fun House by Pink. I'm kind of getting that vibe, which I love. I love it.
Yeah, it looks so fun. And when you write and record songs, do you kind of picture how it is gonna be perceived live in terms of how you produce your sounds and how you write the song?
Probably the first thing I think of, like in a session, I'm like, okay, so this looks like this now, and this is what it has to be. And it usually always will evolve. Sometimes I'll have to, obviously chop and change with what happens and what's possible. Like I literally wrote a song. I remember I wanted Hollywood Baby to originally be on a plane, but I knew that that wasn't going to happen for me right in this moment. But yeah, there's always like ways around it. And I think with writing, my favorite thing, obviously, I love being the artist. I like being the creative. I like, figuring out what the cover arts are going to be and what links up and the details that people and the Easter egg that people can be like, oh, this is and this. And then, but it's here too. And that's my favorite thing about being an artist. So I think visuals are super important, especially because of dancing. And yeah, it's probably the number one thing I think about after the song's written.
Amazing. Yeah, because it
Yeah.
seems like it would be a super fun song to perform live. And even just like being in the audience and dancing along to it would be super fun
So
too.
good. I know I have this, like, I'm gonna make it a thing because I haven't had one show. I think it was when I did the See You in Three launch show. Like in the chorus, everyone's like goes like this, I'll cut you off. It's so cute. I want to make it a thing. So now it's a rule. If you come to my show, everyone has to do that.
Yes, we can make it a thing for sure.
Let's make it a thing.
And with the EP, you worked with 4 different producers, and some of the collaborations came from the LA writing trip. So tell me more about
Mm.
that, how the collabs came about, and how you knew these producers were the right fit for your project.
So I think with a lot of the songs on this EP, because that was the first, I want to say, no, the second trip I went to the US and was writing. It's usually like blind dates, first dates when you go there for your first or second writing trip because you're still trying to figure out who works, who doesn't work, or you want to try out new writers. And yeah, it's definitely like blind dating. It's like starting over because I know here I have my people that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go work with this person because I know that it works and they'll understand, they get the project. But I think when you go there and it's kind of like in new treading new water, new territory, it's yeah, blind dates. And there's just so many people. It's like, and I'm saying yes to every session because I'm this like new girl on the block. I'm gonna say yes to every session. But I think yeah, after that trip and after I wrote to Hollywood Baby Cut You Off, those two producers, Jordan Sherman and Nigel, like are so a part of my team now. Like my last trip, we did so many days together and they completely understand. And yeah, I feel like I'm adding and like building my team over there, which is so fun and amazing. I really am in like two minds because it's when I'm in LA, I'm writing and I'm so in artist mode and I don't have to like think about really anything else. My responsibilities are not there because I'm on a holiday, but I'm actually working. But yeah, I get to focus on writing, which we did 6 weeks of last time, which that was a lot. It was, I don't think I could do that long again. It was like every day I was in a session and it was definitely a challenge, but I think good because I don't really write that much when I'm here. I'm normally in release mode and doing creative stuff. So it's cool to like go there and focus on that.
Yeah, it sounds
Did I
like
did I answer your question?
you did.
Yes.
You actually answered
Okay,
my
good.
next question as well. My next
Oh,
question was the differences between like writing in Australia and writing in LA, which
oh,
you already
amazing.
answered just then. So
Exactly that. Yeah, I think it's cool. Right now, that's my structure. I don't want to get too caught up in it because that's like really rigid. Of like I only write when I'm in the US, but yeah, it's usually like I'll write there, come home, pick the songs that are going to be in the next project, and finish them normally with Psy.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
so good.
But yeah, as we talked briefly about before, you have gotten such great success before you've even released your this EP. So how does that feel personally to get like all that love and support before you've even put this project out into the world?
I I really have I have gotten a lot of support, like especially from the media, I think in Oz, and I haven't really had that prior. I mean, I was putting out, random singles and I didn't really have a clear direction. So I now understand why. It's so crazy. Like you just realize things after they happen. Anyway, I'm on like a spiritual journey right now. No, but I'm really grateful, and I think it's really important that we continue that. Like, there's just so much talent here, and we all need support. And I am just really grateful. I'm grateful for my little community I'm building and growing, and I yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds. I'm excited to write more. I'm really excited to do shows. Like I just want to go on a world tour, but that will happen one day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Soon.
Especially because you've already got those LA connections. Like it sounds like you're doing the right thing by, you're in different areas, you're meeting new people, and you're saying yes to
Mm,
pretty much every opportunity that is offered to you.
yeah, always, always. If it like you, if it feels right, which like it usually does, I think I'm always like a yes, 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 I'll do that. But yeah, wait, I was gonna say something, but now I forgot. It'll come back to me. It'll
Okay.
come back to me. Yeah.
But yeah, you've got the shows coming up in, is it February or March? I think I saw. Yeah, early
Yeah.
next year. Yeah. How are you preparing and what do you have in store?
How am I preparing? I haven't really, I mean, I am thinking about them, but just because this like release, it's been lots, lots, lots of stuff. So, I think I'm gonna start preparing at the start of December. I need to like run and sing. This is an issue because I want to like train for these shows. Like I want to run and sing and get my cardio up because when I'm dancing up there, it's just it's hard. It's hard work. It's hard to hold a tune when you're dancing that much. But I went to a Tate McRae show the other day, and she's so choreographed with her mic and like choosing where she sings and where she doesn't sing. And I just fluke it. I'm like, we'll see what I sing tonight. We'll see and then I usually freak out and just like sing everything to my fullest potential and dance and just make it so hard for myself. So I want to kind of like take a step back and choreograph what's happening at all points of the show. And yeah, we're definitely going to add some newer stuff that I've written on my last trip just to like test drive out too. And I've got some fun supports joining me. And yeah, just a new and reimagined version of my show. We're just like going to update some of the dance moves and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. And speaking of the
Mm.
cardio, like I've seen some artists do the whole singing while they're running on a treadmill. Have you ever tried that? It looks so scary, but I guess, yeah,
Oh
it's
my
good
gosh.
practice.
I have not tried it. I need to try it. I simply need to try it. I would love to get a treadmill. I live in an apartment. I because then I'm like I can go to the gym and do it, but no, that's just going to be so embarrassing if I'm like singing and like everyone's on the treadmill. But no, I need to work on my cardio. I was thinking of like skipping and singing maybe that could also work. But yeah, apparently it works. I mean, Beyonce does it in heels, is what I've heard. So that's the goal. That's the goal.
But yeah, I didn't even think about the whole like feeling embarrassed doing it in a gym because like I'm all for supporting that, but I don't know how I'd react if I'm just at the gym doing my workout and someone next to me just belts out their album.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I would look at them and be like, but I would understand because
Yeah.
I need to do it as well. But I feel like an everyday normal person would be like, what is it? They'd probably film it and put it on TikTok or something.
Yeah. And then when they
Maybe
get
it will go
released,
viral.
like,
Yeah.
the gym doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's pretty much all my questions. Was there anything that you wanted to add or you want people to know about your EP that we haven't covered today?
I think you asked really amazing questions.
Oh, thank
So
you.
good. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank
Maybe.
you. I look forward. Yeah, I'm hoping everyone hears this album and they're all just as excited as we are. And I
Thank
look forward
you.
to hopefully seeing one of your shows next year.
Yeah. Are you from Sydney?
I'm in Darwin at the moment. I'm from
Oh
Sydney.
my gosh.
I live in Darwin. So
Oh
like
wow. Okay.
it's great. I love Darwin, but as you know, no one comes to Darwin. Like,
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to that one before.
yeah, it's like Narnia. Like it exists, but
No,
it believes it exists, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. No, well, if you happen to be in Sydney around my show next year, definitely come.
Yeah, probably because I come down
Listen.
regularly. Like my family are still on Sydney, so I do the regular trips down there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, well, you're more than welcome. Just let Shari know.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much. And yeah,
Nice to
enjoy
meet
release
you.
day tomorrow. You too.
Thank you. Nice to meet
Bye.
you.
See ya.
Bye.